What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Awakening World Saturday Night Edition. I'm Love Coach Scott Thomas, and I love hosting our show. And as you see behind me, it's World Unity Week. It officially kicked off today with the Solstice Unites, and we're going to show you some highlights of what took place earlier in the day. And to celebrate the Summer Solstice, we've got some really wonderful things planned. We're going to hear a beautiful message from Hope Fitzgerald. There is hope for the world, and Hope is bringing that to us and our Awakening World show. Alison Eaton is back, and she's going to provide a very special experience for all of us to really be uplifted by. Our beloved Piper Dellums is here, and she's got a special message for us. And to always make things happen, Desiree, our wonderful new addition to the Awakening World, is with us. Dr. Mama Ivy Shadia is going to give us a sound bath experience that's going to blow all of our minds. And with all the wonderful, magical, incredible things happening in the world, most important, he's back. Our beloved Omashar has successfully made it across the ocean and back after taking care of his beloved mum in England. And welcome back, Omashar. We love you so much.
Thank you so much. It is actually very interesting to be here in the United States again, because when you shift countries or even states, but particularly countries, you literally enter another vibration, another frequency, another realm. And England has got so much baggage, and the whole of Europe got so much baggage. I'm just being direct and to the point. And our ancient baggage for thousands of years, and the clearer I become, the more I can feel it. And it was very, very interesting, because I love England very, very much, because we tend to do that, love where we come from, or where this incarnation was born. And Tiara, you're on it, right? Good. And so I was really feeling it this time. But what I entered into was my mother, who, let's say 8 years ago, was going to the gym, is now almost completely blind. She's completely immobile and so demented you wouldn't believe it. It's like you say, give her some information, and then for the next hour she's repeating, what did you say? What did you say? What did you say? And you repeat it 100 times. And so this is not a pity party, but it's just that I went through so many vibrational frequencies and shifts, and for me it's all about mastery now. And I found myself, your mother is your birther, the earth mother. Let's not the earth mother, your physical mother. And so there's there's kind of a cord still there, no matter what happens, whether they have passed from this life or not. And I found myself energetically buying into her energetic field, and I found myself contracting, and all of the light and the love and the expansion that I have cultivated over this last decade or two, I found it eclipsing, and I thought, what the heck is going on? And it was really about maintaining my integrity, because I found that if I had a thought form that I need to protect myself from the energy field of someone else, that's a push and pull, and that makes you go even further into that energy field. And so what I do was I go out for a 2-hour walk in nature every day along the River Avon next to the Shakespeare Theatre with the ducks and the swans and all of that beauty. And then juxtaposed with that was with all of the, there's houses in Stratford upon Avon from 1500, 1400, 1600, and all, I was noticing all of it. So basically it was mastery for me. How do I maintain this integrity whilst I'm feeling this incredible passion and compassion and empathy for my mother, and feeling absolutely devastated watching her go from literally from a person that went to the gyms 7 years ago to somebody who's now can't even walk out of a chair, and all of that. And so I'm not too sure if there's a message here, except that to thine own self be true, and what it taught me was that I still wasn't very integrous in my energy field. What it taught me was the absolute amazingly deep connection I had with my mother and the lineage of all mothers back through time, because we're finding out now that that's where the true power is. What a concept. And but I left her the night before last, and I thought that she was going to pass when I was there. She did not, obviously. What I say is that she's still alive, but she's not kicking. And what happened was, as I was leaving, she just burst into tears. She was absolutely so sad, so devastated that I was leaving her. I'd just given her 3 weeks of complete love. Normally, when I go to England, I like to disappear to Glastonbury and Avebury and the stone circles, and I wanted to do that within 3 days of being there, but I realized I just wanted to escape from the entropy that I was feeling and all of that stuff. But coming to the conclusion of this little soliloquy, I never knew the child in me that loved my mother so deeply came up. She burst into tears, and I just held her in my arms, and she was sobbing on my shoulders that she was going to miss me so much. And I looked into her eyes, and there was this unspoken saying, which is, we're never going to see each other again, are we? And with that, I started sobbing. And her partner, who's almost as decrepit as she is, I'm not saying that in a judgmental way, it's just the truth, was in the room with me. So it was so intimate, and it's like it was really hard for me to remain open, being watched. And so I actually left. I said, I'm going to go now. And I walked downstairs, and my mother lives in one room upstairs now. She can't walk. So she lives in one room. For the last year, last year and a half, she's been sitting in a chair for a year and a half, laying down in a bed at the end. But anyway, I went downstairs, and the house that she still has is the house that I was brought up in. And I went into the pantry, which is a larder for you guys. What is it, a larder? Whatever, the place you put your food. And I closed the door, and I just burst into tears, and I realized I couldn't leave. It was guttural. The child in me was, I'm not going to see my mummy anymore, and all that stuff. And so I went back upstairs, and my mother's partner left the room, and I just sat down with her and sobbed. And I said, I don't know if I'm ever going to see you again. And she kind of just was beside herself and sobbed. And then I felt the spark of it felt really weird that, the me that I am now, the bright, light, heart-centered, light-focused being, leaving somebody I had such deep compassion and empathy for. I still do. It felt like an irony, because shouldn't I be there, like, holding her? And the answer to that is no, because we have to the only focus now is God, Goddess, 100%. That's it, because everything else comes into form from there. Anyway, Scott, I think I'm kind of rambling now, but if you want to jump in and
Well, I just want to say, people, we love you very much. And let's take a moment and send love to your mother, and tell us your mother's name.
it's Kate, Kate Whittingham.
Kate.
And she was actually born as Mavis, and Mavis is the name of a thrush, which is a songbird, name of a bird in England, but she didn't like that name, so she changed it to Kate. So
Well, so here's to Kate Whittingham. Maximum grace to your mother and to yourself as she prepares to transition out of her body. And we give thanks to you, Kate, for giving birth to this beautiful man that is such an important part of our awakening. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, brother. All right, well, on that note, I'm going to play us a little song, and we'll do this because that's what we do. And we'll do this. I am with you here inside. Don't worry, don't worry. And I love you more than you could know. So come along now and lay your head on my heart, on my heart. Close your eyes, dear, and rest a while in me. Keep open your heart and let in the sun. Bathe yourself in the garden of one. Know you're at home and in my embrace. Here is divine grace. You to take a step towards me, toward me. I can feel you longing to be home. So come along now and lay your head on my heart, on my heart. Close your eyes, dear, and rest a while in me. Keep open your heart, let in the sun. Bathe yourself in the garden of one. Know you're at home and in my embrace. Here is divine grace. Divine grace. So now I ask you take a step towards me, toward me. I can feel you longing to be home. Keep open your heart, let in the sun. Bathe yourself in the garden of one. Know you're at home and in my embrace.
this empty space.
Welcome back, beautiful, beloved Omashar. It's so good to have you back with us. Thank you.
You are so welcome. It feels like home, brother. Thank you.
This is certainly your online cosmic awakening world home for sure. I love you very much.
Thank you.
And of course, we'll hear more from Omashar and lots of beautiful comments. Speaking of beautiful comments, I do want to read some of what came in. And for those of you who came in a little bit later, I asked our Zoom room audience to put into the chat box some of their thoughts about truth, beauty, and goodness. That's the theme of World Unity Week, and it's the theme of tonight's show, and maybe even the theme for this summer. So I'm going to read a few things. Yes, Jerry Anderson, it was great to see both LaFranc sisters live from Canada. Just as they were tuning in, I popped them on to the camera, so it's good to see both Charlotte. I only see Charlotte right now. There she is. Charlotte, I've got the camera on you. We love you. Okay. So some of the comments that have come in. I'm having to go past all the beautiful comments of people appreciating Omashar and loving Omashar. So there's a lot there. All right, here we go. Reverend Jeffrey writes, may the sustaining grace of our awakened awareness guide us in our co-creative partnership with the divine. This is truth. Absolutely. Susan Bloomquist writes, compassion, and still about Omashar, but she's remembering the moments of her last time with her mother. I remember mine too. I lived with my mom the last 6 weeks of her life. All right. Julia writes, I'm in southern Michigan, just over the Indiana state line. Truth is what we look for from our point of view. However, truth is really much more than that. It is all around us in very peace of nature. Peace is in our heart, but we expect to find it somewhere else. It's not a simple thing. It's part of the difference in how we round out the idea of love, the only law that cannot be broken. The peace and love we are looking for is already present once we accept what appears to be differences. It is just the light shining through because of what others might call darkness. Julia, beautiful. That's a beautiful definition of truth. Thank you. Dorina Joy from Ecuador reminding us that it is International Yoga Day and Baby Boomers Recognition Day. I am a baby boomer, right in the middle of the baby boom generation. I'm literally in the exact middle. Welcome, Mark Denisovsky. And yes, Jerry Anderson, it is righteous to have Omashar back home. I know that I had seen earlier a couple of other comments. Jerry writes, beauty is in the eye of the beholder if we have the eyes to see beauty. Beautiful. He also writes, truth is what sets us free to be our true, authentic self. And then finally, Bridget writes, I feel like truth, beauty, and goodness kind of go together. I always like to think of asking for the knowledge for the best outcome for all. Absolutely. A couple more just came in. Reverend Jeffrey writes, I speak my truth with clarity and compassion. Susan writes, love, empathy, and compassion, Omashar. Remembering the last time with my mother. So you've triggered some really lovely memories for us as you shared with that. Thank you so much. All right. Well, a wonderful truth came into my world today. I don't scroll Facebook very much. In fact, I only went on Facebook to post a video that I shot last night from a concert I went to. But thank goodness, the very first thing that came up in my little algorithm was a beautiful channeling from Hope Fitzgerald. Just beautiful. And as I read it, I thought to myself, this is what we all need to hear. I want to share it on the Awakening World tonight. So I texted Hope and asked her if I could share it tonight, and she generously said yes. And then a little light bulb went off. I thought, well, rather me saying it, I wonder if Hope could do it. And she agreed, even though she's on the East Coast and she's got family and relatives. So there is hope in the world. And now there is hope in the Awakening World Zoom room. Of course, we've had her on the show several times. She collaborates with Gary Malkin. She collaborates with Alan Steinfeld. She is going to be one of the featured presenters. They're doing an entire program just with Hope on World Unity Week this week. So I'm honored to have you back with us, Hope. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. I was very honored to get your text today and to that you got to read that post. I've only recently started sharing things like that on Facebook, so I'm glad that it touched you.
Yeah.
So, and I'm thinking that the timing of it and reading it tonight, given the news that's just come across in the last hour,
Yep.
might be helpful. I want to set this up a little bit. The channeling came in about a week, 10 days ago. And it came in because I was troubled, having one of those low moments when I'm looking at the world and wondering what the heck. And when that happens, I find the best thing to do is just to go up, right? I think many of us do that, and tap into a higher consciousness. So this is the result of me reaching out for that kind of guidance. So I'll just read it out. Dearest souls, do not be burdened by the events that have rocked your world recently. It is not that they aren't terrible, they are, but do not accept them as your own personal burdens. We wish to make this clear. The events that have unfolded are heinous and receive no praise from us. But we also recognize that those who are reading this now or hearing this now are not to blame. Yes, there is such a thing as a collective consciousness, and your thoughts do contribute to the masses. But in these cases, your thoughts are clean and of unbridled benefit to the whole. Do not chastise yourselves for your upset or anger. It is normal to have the human empathy to care. However, you must keep your own vessel strong. So please, we beg you, do not carry that which is not yours. The world is going through the stages of grief, as any entity would when there is a dying process. What is dying is the total greed and power-hungry energies that have been wrapped around your world for eons. It may look like they are winning, but in fact, they are blowing themselves up. You may see this in the long run, but for now, you are still in the process of observing the process of destruction. Take heart, dearest ones, for your stalwart focus on the positive, on love, and on creation will win the day. You will see. Now is not the time to dissolve into melancholy and despair, but quite the opposite. Reach down into what you know is true and hold fast to that. We are here, loving you every step of the way, and are always at your sides to assist in any way we can. You cannot see us, perhaps, but you can feel us, we hope. We offer a hand when you need it most. Thank you, brave ones, bravest ones, for being willing to walk in the world at such a time. You are the strongest of the strong. With love, the Ascended Masters.
I'm going to go to gallery view and let's just take that in for a moment. And really feel your own relationship to the Ascended Masters, to your guides, to higher intelligence. and praying that humanity may awaken as quickly as possible. And I give thanks for hope and each and every one of you for your commitment. We are the Global Peace Tribe. It's a painful time when our country, most of us are Americans, is dropping bombs on another country. And as Global Peace Tribers, it's painful. So that's why I feel like Hope's message is so incredibly important. And
Would you like me to put it in the chat?
Yeah, if you put it in the chat, that would be great. And I'll read a few comments that are coming in. Dr. Laura writes, I'm heartbroken, heartbroken, heartbroken. Susan Blomquist writes, thank heaven for that message. Karen writes, I was born in the middle year of baby boom as well. Yeah, I think, Karen, we're the same age. So thank you. Yeah.
It's too big for the chat.
Okay. If you can break it up, maybe break it up into two halves, perhaps. You know, as we were just doing this little prayer right now, I was really kind of imagining we're right in the middle, like we've got one foot still in the old 3D world where there's war and the horror of what's going on in the Middle East right now. And we've got another foot in the next world, the world that's coming, heaven on earth. I'm really enjoying my new home, and I've never lived in so much nature before. I've spent weeks in Maui, but actually living every day on 30 acres of incredible land. And I'm really experiencing the whole vibration of heaven on earth already is here. And I've heard a lot of spiritual teachers say that it's already here. We just need to raise our vibration to see it and to experience it. And it's hard when we also have to find that balance of having tremendous compassion for the very real suffering that's happening, while also continuing to raise our vibration. And I feel like your message, Hope, really addresses that quite beautifully.
Well, it certainly helped my heart when it came through, and every time I read it, it helps me stay aligned and remember where to put my focus. I mean, this is one of the things that I have been really broadcasting as much as I can recently. It's seeing ourselves all as beacons, and what does it take to maintain that beaconness, you know? And this message is just reinforcing that idea. So it's not easy. It's for the strongest of the strong, and that's, I guess, who we are.
Yeah, I loved that. That's what they said. We are the strongest of the strong. And that is important to hear that, because there's traditionally this idea that people that are, are about peace are weak, because we're not going off to war, so there's that myth, Hope, I'd love for you to tell us a little bit more about what you're up to. Her website is spreadinfinitehope.com, and she's, of course, always doing wonderful magical things. What would you like to point out to our audience tonight, that ways that we can connect with you?
Well, I do a Monday program every week. It's at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, and often there's a free channeled meditation involved, but I mix it up. There are different offerings that I have every Monday. And we have quite a lovely community that's built up over the years, much like you, Scott. I started it during COVID as just a way to do something, connect with people. And over all these years, it's really become a lovely thing. I'm very excited that I've been asked to create a course on the Shift Network.
Wow.
I know, I'm so psyched. And I'm going
What's your course going to be on? What's
it's
it
going to be on the infinity wave, this cutie pie right here. So that's starting in September on the 18th. And so I'm really head down working on that this summer. The other thing I'm working on is finally creating a dowsing course online so that people can, so many people ask me about how to dowse. And so I'm finally going to teach about that. And I'm excited. So those are my two projects this summer. And then I'm probably doing a workshop in Florence in the early October. Because I haven't done any workshops except for when I take my trips with groups. I haven't done anything in situ in Europe. So I'm hoping to, help people, folks who want to learn about dowsing or the infinity wave in Europe. So that's on the immediate horizon.
Wow. All right. Well, there's a lot of wonderful things. And again, you can find all of what Hope's doing at spreadinfinitehope.com. And I'm trying to find where the information is on your Monday workshop or your Monday night class. Where do we find that?
I think it's under, if you look under sessions, or I think it's there.
Channeling Salon.
No, where is it? Oh, good question.
And you're awake.
No, that's with Gary.
That's it. That's what you do with Gary on the show.
I think it's on the homepage. I should know. I feel a little like adult right now. Not being able to tell you. It's moved around. That's why if you scroll down, I think. But if you sign up, I send out a weekly newsletter on Sunday and an invitation on Monday. So you'll always have notification, and there's a calendar in it to show. Oh, geez, that's still there. That's from a year ago. I guess I have some work to do on my website.
This happens.
Thank you, Scott.
This happens sometimes. I go to a person's website, they go, "Oh wow, I haven't been there in a while." So
thank you.
Well,
I'm going to make a note right now to talk to my team about that.
I'm going to read just a quick note. Lorna Sass wrote, "Much gratitude for your devotion, Hope. Your name so perfectly describes the gift that you bring." It's true. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Brought the perfect message. Thank you.
All right. Blessings, everybody.
Bye-bye. Well, we're going to go from one wonderful soul to another wonderful soul. I'm really grateful that Alison Eaton has returned, and she's got something really, really special for us. Some of you may remember Alison. She's been on the show before, but for those of you that are new to Alison, or you want to be reminded, she does a lot. She's an Akashic Records teacher, Reiki master, yoga teacher, trainer, and a spiritual awakening guide. And she has been assisting healers, yogis, empaths, intuitive souls, you guys, us guys, all of us, since 2006. And her whole thing is helping to empower us to awaken to our true divine nature, to activate our soul gifts. She does trainings, workshops, retreats globally and online. She also does one-on-one healing sessions. Tonight, she's going to be guiding us through a healing journey and activation within our own Akashic Records. And she's suggesting that we get a pen and paper, or maybe just to open up a place on the computer, since we're all on computer right now, where we can take some notes. I wanted to have, since it's Summer Solstice, I wanted there to be a lot of music, celebration, and experiences. And so, Alison, I'm so grateful that you're here to lead us in a beautiful experience. So welcome back.
Thank you so much, Scott. Thank you. Thank you. I am truly touched by this show. Already emotional from all the sharings. Thank you so much, Omashar and Hope. And thank you, everyone who's here to watch tonight. Tonight I am going to be offering a healing journey and light activation within your Akashic Records. And if you are new to the Akashic Records, I'll give you a little who, what, where, when, and why about it before we start. And the Akashic Records, or the Akasha, was the original name, the original Sanskrit name that the ancient yogis gave to this sacred realm of universal consciousness. And this sacred realm holds all information past, present, future, potential futures, even parallel realities. All information is recorded within this Akash through a vibrational archive. So, all information about your soul's journey across all time and space, all your incarnations, is held within the Akash. Same with mine, and same with the collective consciousnesses. So, it's a lot of information. It's a vast realm of consciousness and awareness. But luckily, we can fine tune that. And with particular questions that we ask the Akash, we get the exact answers that we need for ourselves right now on this journey to move ourselves forward. And everyone has the ability to open up your Akashic records and to read the Akashic records. It's not something that's outside of us. It's a part of us. And this is part of our new earth understanding, is that the divine is within us. The Akashic realm is within us. We are universal consciousness. The ancient yogis have been saying this for thousands and thousands of years, and it's written about in ancient texts. And so we have all this ability to access our Akashic records, this guidance, wisdom, and clarity from a higher soul's perspective that can really, really help us in our lives, and especially in these times, can help us to maintain coherence in the chaos, you could say, maintain a harmonious vibration, and to receive our own intuitive discernment about WTF is going on within ourselves and within the collective in this transition that we're all in. So I'm so excited to be guiding you all through this journey and this activation tonight. I ask that you come with an open heart, an open mind, and to just allow yourself to receive whatever comes through you, and just trust that that is exactly what you are meant to receive at this time, and that it is accurate. Okay. So I think we'll just get started. If you want to grab your pen and paper or have your notebook open on your computer, also please have some water. And my intention is that each of you receive exactly what you need from the Akashic realm tonight for your healing, for higher guidance, and what is needed for you most at this time for your highest good. Okay. Also, you might think about, before we get started, an issue in your life or a collective issue that you may want to receive more clarity or wisdom or guidance with tonight. Feel free to bullet point that on your pen and paper if you'd like. And I invite you to have a sip of water. Okay, my friends, let's get started. I invite you to relax your hands and to sit tall through your spine. Close the eyes and take a few deep breaths. Perhaps inhaling through the nose and exhaling through your mouth. I invite you to call all of your energies home to you and to this present moment. Any energies that are scattered out there in the world, invite them gently to come back home to you, to your body, your mind, your heart. And from here, I invite you to bring attention to your feet. And from your feet, imagine a cord spiraling down, deep down into the core of Mother Earth, connecting with her loving, abundant energy. Perhaps you visualize that in a pink energy tonight. And then allow this pink, loving, abundant energy of Mother Gaia to return up that cord into your being, into your body, giving you exactly what you need tonight. Next, I invite you to bring your awareness about 18 inches or so above your crown chakra to the realm of universal consciousness, where the energy of your higher self exists, the high frequency energy and light of the Akash exists, and all of our divine guides, our angels, our ascended masters, galactic beings of light, all those who are here to assist for the highest good. And I invite you to imagine that in a silvery blue energy tonight. Allow this silvery blue energy to spiral down into your crown, further into your third eye, down into your throat chakra, down into your heart, your solar plexus, giving you what you need, your sacral chakra, your root chakra, and all the way down through your feet and back into Mother Earth. So now you have these two beautiful energies, the pink energy from Mother Earth rising into your being, the silvery blue descending down from above. And they're circulating within your body and around your body, giving you exactly what you need tonight for your highest good. Take another deep breath in and out. If there's any thoughts in the mind, I invite you to gather them and lower them down into your heart space, centering yourself within the heart. And from the heart, I invite you to repeat after me. In this moment, I relax my body.
This moment, I relax my body.
In this moment, I relax my mind. In this moment, I release my ego. In this moment, I call in the light. And in this moment, I open the Akashic Records of, and then just fill in your name. The records are now open. I invite you to take a moment to acclimate to this space of higher frequency light, of superconscious intelligence, of universal mind, noticing any shifts in your body. And from here, I now invite you to bring forth the issue that you would like more clarity, more guidance, or more wisdom on in your life at this time. Or you can ask the Akash to bring forth an issue for you for your highest good. And keeping your breath flowing, intend to receive this information and energy that supports you with this issue. You may notice some feelings or sensations in your body that act as guidance. You may receive some words or messages within the inner mind, the inner ear. Some of you may receive visuals in your inner mind. Or you may have a sense of knowingness, a simple inner knowing that something is true. I invite you to relax and to receive these impressions, trusting that whatever you receive is perfect, accurate, pertains to your life and your self-growth at this time. You may ask specific questions. For example, what is this issue teaching me at this time? What do I need to know? Or how can I best support myself regarding this issue at this time? We invite the Akashic information with these questions, so feel free to repeat them. I invite you to write down or type what you receive, or if you prefer, to just listen. How can I best support myself regarding this issue? What wisdom is there to gain? Keep your breath flowing. Once again, trusting that whatever you receive is perfect. A feeling, a word, a visual, a knowingness. And if there are any other questions you want to ask the Akash, please do so at this time. Beautiful. I now invite you to slowly bring your palms about 6 to 12 inches apart. And just imagine that you're holding this issue in your hands. And we're going to intend that we send light to this issue for the highest good. Trusting that this light, this universal intelligence, and all of our higher selves and guides of light know exactly what's needed so we can relax and enjoy this frequency, trusting that the light is giving you and this issue exactly what's needed for the highest good of all of us, as we're all connected, we're all one. I invite you now to take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale through the mouth. And to slowly draw the palms together in front of your heart space. And from the heart space, we thank the Akash and all of our gods of light and our higher self for all wisdom and all healing. The records are now closed. The records are now closed. The records are now closed. And just allow yourself a moment to feel, or perhaps write any insights, or even in the chat, feel free to write how you feel or any insights that came through, as it's helpful for all of us. We're all connected. Also know that insights may come through later on, tonight, tomorrow, a few days from now. It's all perfectly and divinely orchestrated by the higher self. I also invite you to stretch, have some water, slowly come back. That was so beautiful, everybody. My goodness.
Well, I would like to invite people to put in the chat box any inspirations or things that came through, and I'll read some. If any of you are on camera and you want to share for a minute, just click raise your hand like I just did. But giving you a few minutes to do that, I want to chat with Alison for a moment.
Yes,
So,
please.
Alison, when you guide us, do you get insights for yourself?
I do. So I have to set an extra intention for that. As mostly I'm opening up to the frequency of the Akash and the intention to hold the space for you. But I do ask, like, for example, I ask to give myself a little bit of information tonight, like, how can I best assist you guys? And they just kept saying, relax and receive, relax and receive. So, yeah, a little bit when I'm guiding, but I do have a personal practice of going into the Akash where I get a lot more and very, very powerful.
And tell me a little bit about the work that you do with people, the private
Sure.
session work that you do.
Yeah, so the one-on-one work is currently we go into your Akashic records and you bring forth the questions that you want clarity on in your life. And so I'll go in and read the Akashic records for that person, although they do tend to receive some insight themselves. And if it's deemed necessary by the intuition, then we'll do an extra Akashic clearing, which is similar to what I guided you all together at the end, where you hold light to the issue, which brings high frequency energy healing. And what I like about the Akashic records is, like, I've been a Reiki master for many, many years as well. And you kind of get both. Anytime you open up the Akashic records, there's an instantaneous and automatic Reiki healing that happens, as well as information that comes through. And so I like it. You get both. And so those are the one-on-ones. I also do straight up Reiki energy healing and psychic surgery. And I also teach these techniques to others as well, which is very satisfying for me to help people and empower them to, one, know that these gifts are here and available, direct them toward it. And then from there, they just take off. It's like, it's already within us, the divine light and all this healing energy and this guidance. It's already within us. If you can just say, like, look here, then they take it and they go, and it's amazing.
Um, and when you do psychic healing, what is it? Maybe give an example of someone you've worked with and how it helped them. That's always interesting to hear, like someone you actually did psychic healing with or psychic surgery with, like,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. So psychic surgery is a combination of Reiki and shamanic healing, where I actually lead you through a process first of identifying an issue that you want to heal in your life. And we actually identify that issue in the body. So I ask you a series of questions, and then I go in and I start asking Reiki to flow. And then what happens is I can feel, I can see, and I hear where to put the Reiki energy and when it has actually shifted, when it's moved. Also, I'll see various layers of the trauma that is causing that block or that issue. So, for example, one of the last women I was working with, I'm working on her. We went through that whole initial process. Now I'm in there doing the Reiki and I'm seeing her locked behind a closed door. And she started crying because she was locked behind a closed door when she was a child. So I see just different layers of things and I'll just share them as they come through. But it is this kind of just like an extra intention when you're working with Reiki to help heal these different layers of blockages and people. Of course, they bring their own intention. Um, and then I use my clear senses. So sometimes I just feel the shift when the thing is moved, or I'll see the shift with a color in my eye, like I'll get a purple or a white when it's like, ah, okay, it's ready, it's done. Or I'll hear the message, go here, go there. And it's really cool because it's this back and forth. I'm like, I can see the energy now moving to your head, or now it's moving to your knee. And they're like, yes, it's going there. So we do have a little bit of conversation back and forth too. And we just slowly bring the energy to those spaces. And what's meant to heal that day will heal. Um, so yeah, it's another powerful form of Reiki, where you're actually going in. and pulling things out, pulling things out, pulling things out. Of course, it's guided by the higher self and the divine, what's ready to be pulled out. So it's not like my will. They bring the intention, and I ask for the higher self and the higher energies to do the work. And that's like the crux of all of this, is letting go of our own will and our own ego and allowing the divine to take over.
It's beautiful, the work that you do.
Thank
And
you.
how did, I mean, it's interesting, the connection between you being a Reiki master and also doing the Akashic Records reading. How did you kind of learn to access these realms and to work with this? What's kind of your background?
Yeah, the two go hand in hand, but I've been in communication with the angelic realm since I was probably about four. Actually, I have pre-verbal memories of it too, but direct communication since I was about 4 or 5. I would hear the angels speaking. Once I started Reiki, I would automatically receive information from the Akashic realm on my clients. A lot of that was, and it still is, it's kind of like my area, my specialty is galactic information. So I would just receive information without even trying, no prompts, that this person is, for example, a Pleiadian, or this one is an angelic, or this one's from Orion. And this was before I had any idea of what these realms were. But I just went with it. And I taught Reiki for many, many years. I taught intuition for many years. And it wasn't until about 5 years ago when I started selecting the Akashic Records and teaching the Akashic Records specifically, although we talked a lot about it in Reiki, because that's what the guides are telling me to do. They're saying it's time for your people and in, I guess, the world to learn more about this and sort of reinitiate and bring back a practice that's been around for a long time. But maybe give it some new life, some new energy, and bring it more into in the forefront, just like I've been doing with Reiki for so long.
Wow. Absolutely beautiful, Alison. Thank you so much. I'm going to read some of the comments that have come in.
Thanks.
Susan writes, "Thank you, Alison. I felt such a deep, relaxing peace."
Mm.
Barbara says, "I just received the knowing that I'm here for this moment to do my part to bring and support peace among people. As it turns out, she's scheduled tomorrow afternoon to co-moderate a webinar for national and regional leaders in Veterans for Peace." So perfect timing for Barbara.
Beautiful.
Christy Michaels writes, "For my issue, I saw a beautiful rose orb and it surrounded my issue, filling it with love."
Beautiful.
Carol Craig writes, "Alison, you have a very soothing delivery and your voice is almost mesmerizing to my frequency." Dr. Ivy Shadia, who's going to be up next, writes, "I saw to learn the lessons and never have to experience the same trauma, stress, or discomfort."
Gorgeous.
Scotty Satori writes, "Mahalo nui loa, Alice."
Mahalo nui loa. I love
Carol
my
Craig.
Kahekua.
And finally, Carol Craig writes, "This was an awesome energy transmission. I felt the pulsing between my hands at the end, throbbing and pulsing. Namaste, and thank you, Alison."
Oh, namaste. Thank you for sharing, everybody.
Yeah. All right, well, to find out more about Alison, her website's easy. It's her name, Alison with 2 L's. I learned that the hard way this week. I apologize.
You got it.
With 1 L. It's Alison with 2 L's, Eaton, EATON.com. And definitely subscribe so you can receive a free, look at this, a wonderful, is this a video that I'm going to get?
This is a guided chakra balancing meditation. It is a video. Yes.
Wonderful. All right. So
Yeah, please come on and get
I
it.
just signed up. So if you go to AlisonEaton.com, you get that. But let's go back to her main page. And that's where you can learn. And you've got a course. I put it into the chat box. You're going to be teaching a course coming up for people to learn some of your skills. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so in October, I have an Akashic Records certification retreat near Capitol Reef, Utah, Sacred Land, Sacred Energy Vortex, where you will be certified as an Akashic Records level 1 and 2 practitioner. There'll be yoga, meditation, sound bath, and kirtan, and of course, guided nature hikes around into some sacred sites. So
Beautiful.
you're all invited. There's no experience necessary to join.
All right. Well, you can find all these things by going to AlisonEaton.com. We did just get a comment that came in for you, Alison, from Piper. She writes, all light enveloped fields of fertile green grass with red tops blowing on a long open mountain road, carried through light into massive round trees. Pulled into the trees and hearing the tree of life is abundant on your path. You are on the right path. Keep going. It's fertile and fresh and enveloped in light and dusty, and I am alone. Then shadows and smoke that open to a chaotic village, and shadows of people in fear and despair. And I hear that this is what is in the world, but it's not where you should be. You do not belong there. Wow.
Wow. Gorgeous, Piper. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. Piper's going to be on the show in a few minutes too. So, Alison, such a blessing. And I hope you'll come back again soon.
Oh, I would love to. Thank you.
Okay,
I
great.
truly enjoy the vibe here. You were all amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Alison. That was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, we're going to go from one amazing experience to another amazing experience. What a great show this is. See what happens when Omashar comes back? Everything falls together just perfectly. We've got our beloved Dr. You know her by many names, Dr. Mama Ivy, Reverend Shadia, she of many names and many, many talents. You had shared with us, we're going to do a diamond light activation. And you shared in our correspondence that there's a connection between that and the summer solstice. Please share with us a little bit about that.
Oh, the diamond life activation is connected to the summer solstice because of the divine cosmic light. And the way that the diamond love activation came to me is when I found myself needing that high vibrational frequency for me. And when that diamond love light of cosmic awareness poured over me, the idea of integrating sound frequency with intentional thought that creates instant manifest, it shifts consciousness instantly. So that is where it came from, the diamond love activation, a sacred vibrational technology that uses intention, sound, breath, aroma, frequency to awaken the indestructible internal love encoded in our souls. I have to find this in my own life because of all the various things that go on in my life, in my practice. And so I was searching for, how do you create that instant connection with the cosmos, the solar intelligence? And that is why it's so connected to the summer solstice. It's designed to dissolve energetic blockages and align our emotional field with divine clarity. And it just comes because of the level of frequency and the type of crystal frequency that I am using. And particularly tonight, I am using the Mother of Platinum quartz alchemy bowl. And that one is focused on balancing the heart and inner harmony. I will also be using the quartz copper crystal bowl, which is about grounding the entire life force energy and emotional resilience. And I thought this would be the perfect time to share that particular meditation. It is really not simply a meditation. It's a full ceremony, which we won't be doing tonight, but it's a ceremony of remembrance. It's a global healing offering, one that is a prayer. It is breath as a bridge to our inner intelligence, and it creates a sanctuary in the mind.
Beautiful. My gosh. It's such a blessing to have you with us. And, I want to just remind everybody, and I go there twice, but her website, which is drivysoundspa.com. I go there myself sometimes because I like to start my day with meditation. So sometimes I have different people. You've seen some of them on the show that I really enjoy their meditations. And sometimes I go to Dr. Ivy Sound Spa because there's so many beautiful things to listen to, and also if you want to watch. So I just really want to promote this. It's drivysoundspa.com. And also she has a wonderful YouTube channel, and I'll show the YouTube channel a little bit later. What should we do to prepare for this experience?
So if you have headphones or earbuds, I would take a few moments and put them on. On Zoom, that seems to be the most effective way to experience the sound frequencies. If you have water, I think we do from that last beautiful meditation, and this is a wonderful step into opening up even deeper where we just came from. It is really understanding that solar intelligence, that all you have to do is just be present.
Mhm.
If you have aroma or anointing oil, I would pull that out right now and just anoint your chest, anoint your heart, anoint your throat, and just simply sit and relax in the most comfortable place that you can. If you have a candle, light your candle. And this is the moment of prayer. And we start with the breath. Shall we begin?
Yeah, I want to give people a minute to get their candles, get their aromas.
Okay.
So to give people a minute or two, tell us about, you're going to be the keynote speaker next week at a restorative justice conference. Tell us a little bit about that, because that's very exciting. And while she's
Okay.
sharing this, let's hold the vision for it's just going to be, well, maximum grace for her experience there. And that'll give people time to get their candles and do all the things you suggested.
That's a wonderful idea. So Bowie State University has a department of restorative justice. They have an institute where they're training individuals on how to use restorative justice to heal the community, to restore harm, and to repair harm, and to teach students how to live in harmony, but also how to bring that back out into the community and encourage healing and building relationships. And I've been teaching restorative justice in governmental agencies, schools, in churches and private organizations, nonprofit organizations, now for 25 years.
Wow.
And so this particular movement, it's called the Restorative Justice Coalition Movement for historically Black colleges around the country. And right now, it seems that under the current administration, that a lot of attention is being given to how do they surround themselves with justice within themselves so that we can make sure that universities and Black colleges stay alive, stay vibrant, and relevant.
Wow. Thank you so much. And what's an example of restorative justice in the practical world? Of course, I'm familiar with it because of my background in nonviolent communication. Well, what's
Yes.
an example for people that the idea of restorative justice is new? What's a practical application or example of that?
Well, in my world, what we teach is a model that is called balanced and restorative justice. With balanced and restorative justice, it includes three pillars where we say that when you build competency, when you build accountability, then you can ensure community safety. And in order to do that, it needs to involve the person who has been harmed, the person that causes harm, and the community that has been impacted by that harm. And in restorative justice, from the balanced approach, it's about building relationships, strengthening relationships, but more importantly, repairing harm that has been caused as a result of crime, wrongdoing, or some kind of inappropriate behavior in relationships that causes sadness, causes trauma, and any other type of harm that may occur in a relationship. So, for example, a very good example of this, I'll tell you about a story. A young man who was in juvenile justice detention, and he was in school, and everybody thought that he was the guilty one when a student in the classroom threw something and hit the teacher in the back of her head. They immediately thought it was him because of his background and history of being connected with the juvenile justice system. Now, we have been teaching him restorative justice, and we've been teaching other students and teachers in the school about restorative justice and its practices. And so he requested a restorative process. In doing that, we had to include the entire classroom and the teachers, and everyone had to be in agreement with this. And by the time we finished the process, and what it is in a circle where we ask prompting questions to get to the truth. And before it was all over, it was very clear that that young man did not do it. The person who did do it ultimately admitted that it was him, and therefore this young man was relieved from having to be reincarcerated as a result of an untruth. And because everybody was involved in that process, we were able to explore and unpack the circumstance. We were able to explore and unpack why the students didn't even tell the truth in the very beginning, because everybody saw who did it. But nobody wants to be what they call in the educational system and in the community on the street. They said, "Don't be a snitch."
Right.
And so that as a result of not being a snitch, this young man almost had to be returned back into incarceration. So as a result of that, the teacher developed a much stronger relationship with that student as well as the rest of the students. And the one that caused the harm, the entire classroom had to come up with the best way for him to repair that harm. And the best way that the students thought that this harm should be repaired was, first of all, to apologize, write letters of apology. It impacted the entire school, so they encouraged him to speak at a school, what do you call that? In the auditorium, where he had to explain everything that went on in this situation, and he had to apologize publicly to his instructor. And what this did was help the students understand they do not want to have to experience a restorative justice process. So what happened is now the class is very peaceful, they're cooperative, and very helpful, because that student had to help that teacher for the entire school year. And so that's an example of repairing harm in a restorative justice model.
Beautiful. I'm so glad we had that conversation. Thank you. I mean, of course, it's a little brief, but it's, again, this is the awakening world. And in our heaven on earth experience, in the next paradigm, that we're all manifesting, restorative justice is such an important part of how we're going to handle things, as opposed to crime and punishment in the current judicial system way, which is very outdated. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much so. And right now, the way that the country is going, I do believe that we're going to have many, many more of these healing circle situations to repair harm, because so many people have been impacted in ways that they don't know what to do about it. So support is going to be needed.
Yeah. Hallelujah, Anasuya, she was on the show Wednesday night and did a beautiful job of giving us a little bit of the history of Juneteenth and really pointed out that slavery is still happening, and talked about some of the just staggering numbers of how many Black men are imprisoned in this country.
Yeah.
And it's just absolutely astonishing. So we need a whole new system. So thank you for all the different ways that you're making our world a better place. And
Thank you.
now hopefully everybody has lit their candles and they've saged, and they're ready for this beautiful experience that you're about to provide.
Awesome, awesome. So you have your beautiful sacred space, and I'm going to encourage you to right now gently close your eyes. And take a deep breath in through the nose and slowly exhale through your mouth. Again, deep breath in. Deep breath out. Allow your shoulders to droop down, down, down into relaxation. And allow your body to soften. And let your
Turn the original sound on, sweetie.
I knew I was going to forget that. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And out through your mouth. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Gently close your eyes and allow your body to soften as your shoulders drooping down, 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 deeper and deeper into relaxation, deeper and deeper into surrender. Place your hand on your heart and feel the pulse of your own existence. And breathe into your heart space and visualize a luminous diamond light igniting in the center of your chest. Clearing. Healing. And this diamond love is indestructible love at your core.
I'm getting some distortion. And so Omashar, any suggestion?
With every inhale, feel the diamond expand in the center of your heart. With every exhale, release old patterns, grief, and fear. And feel the deep love in the center of your heart. And feel the deep peace. My soul is one with my spirit, and I am free. My soul is one with my spirit, and the world is a whole. Deep peace dwells within me. Deep peace lives inside of me. I am a radiant vessel of diamond light. My soul is glad. I'm at peace with myself. I am lotus light, and I remember who I am. I am lotus light. I am in deep peace. I choose love. I choose to heal. Deep breath in to the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale to the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And prepare yourself now to see the diamond light in your heart growing. It is glowing and going brighter and brighter. It begins to ripple upward and outward in waves of pure frequency. And these waves stretch way beyond your body and beyond the room. continue to breathe.
Probably the best bet is to not do the crystal bowl at all and lower the volume so we just hear your beautiful voice.
Okay.
And interrupt, but it's the source of that.
I invite you to settle back in. And feel the wave of the light that is beaming from the highest point in the universe. And it is pouring into your heart right now. Feel that light flowing into each and every cell of your body. And visualize now millions of hearts igniting one by one and remembering the divine within. And the earth is responding. Gently allow your body to sink deeper and deeper into relaxation. As you allow this diamond light in the center of your heart to radiate back outward into the universe. And there you are, floating in the midst of the stars. You're floating back and forth, back and forth, weightless. Breathe. And as you are looking up, you see the brightest star pouring into your mind's eye. And there is a message there for you. Receive the message now. The earth responds. She softens. She breathes. Her waters shimmer with peace. Her skies hum with forgiveness. And her people awaken. And you feel the joy from the tip of your toes to the crown of your head. I offer this frequency to all beings. May all hearts remember their light. tranquility, all fear are gone. And now, visualize this light wrapping around the entire planet like a shimmering grid, holding compassion, clarity, and truth. And affirm silently to yourself, I am a guardian of the frequency of love. My presence is a blessing. And together, we rise in diamond love. And begin to now bring your awareness back into the womb, wiggling your fingers and your toes, stretching gently, release, letting go, letting go, letting go, feeling the strength of the diamond love heart. And so it is. And as you enter into the field of diamond love activation, let this vibration ripple through your entire being. Feel that vibration in your auric field as it strengthens and becomes golden light. And so it is. Namaste.
Verticality and just appreciate all the beautiful energy Dr. Ivy puts puts forward in these presentations. And although the technology didn't go the way we would like, we sure do appreciate you, Dr. Mama Ivy, Reverend Shadia, for your incredible,
Thank you.
beautiful soul and your creative expression, which is always so beautiful. Shoshana writes, this was beautiful and powerful, and I felt as if I was cruising on the diamond light carrying me. It was so lovely. Thank you. I particularly felt the sound was actually activating. She wants to know if there's a certain type of bowl and sound medicine that you're using. So I'll let you answer that in a moment. In conclusion, she writes, thank you. There's also a lot of synergy and supportive energy in the Zoom room tonight. Absolutely. Yeah, what's the type of bowl and sound medicine you're using?
I'm sorry.
Oh, we're asking, is there a particular type of crystal bowl that you're using?
Yes, there are alchemy bowls, and this particular one was made of copper. For some reason tonight, it was not resonating the way we wanted it to on Zoom, but this one is Ocean Gold, Mother of Platinum.
Wow.
And they're called alchemies. And this one is the Platinum Tall, and it's in the key of F. So we had A, B, and F tonight.
Beautiful. Well, I want to thank you so much for your incredible contributions. And again, remember everybody that you can find her wonderful work that, where the sound is always going to sound perfect because it's been perfected on her website, drivysoundspa.com.
Okay.
And may we all carry this diamond light activation with us throughout this summer solstice, throughout this summer, for those of us in the north, and winter for those of us in the south. And thank you so much. Love you so much.
Thank you.
I want to take a moment. This is when we're going to do a little bit of prayer. And, we now do prayer every week. And also, I have a question. So we're about to start the summer season of the Awakening World. And one of the things that I've noticed, the summer season starts July 1st. So we've got a couple more shows. But I've noticed that during the summertime, it might be advantageous to start our shows later because it's summer, light is out, it's lighter out, people are out doing things. So I'd like to hear, ideally from all of you, because you're in our Zoom room right now, you are our core audience. Do you want to keep the start times at 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 o'clock Eastern? Or would you like to make it a little bit later so you have a little bit more time to do other things? We could move it to a 6:30 start time or a 7 p.m. start time. But I do think that we should choose one and do it for both Wednesdays and Saturdays, because otherwise it's confusing for people. So if people could put into the chat box your preference, if everybody could just put in, I prefer 7, I prefer 6, keep it at 6, I prefer 7. Of course, for East Coasters, a 7 p.m. start is a 10 p.m. start for them. So if everybody could put in their preferences, and hopefully there will be a majority going in one direction or the other. Right now, unfortunately, I'm seeing about half and half. So anyway, everybody put it in, and I'll, at the end of the show, I'll kind of add it up and take a look. So looks like we're getting more people wanting to keep it at 6. George wants 7. Yeah, more people are saying 6 and keep it as it is. Carol wanted 7. Shoshana wanted 7. But it looks like the majority of people right now are saying keep it at 6. Okay. All right, we're going to keep it at 6 p.m. Thank you. That was very, very helpful. Prayers. Prayers work. We've already talked about Ayada, who we prayed for her son several times on the Awakening World, and he's doing much, much better. And I think Ayada is in the audience with us tonight. So Ayada, if you want to give any kind of an update, just raise your hand, do this little thing, and that'll put you to the front of my screen, and I'll also know that you're wanting to share about how things are going with your son. And tonight, I want us to definitely focus our prayers, at least for starters, on Piper Dellums. Oh, I'm going to bring, we haven't seen much of Desiree, so let's bring her up to share along. Thank you, Desiree. And Desiree did a beautiful sharing of healing for Piper. Piper, I'm going to add you, and maybe do you want to share with the audience a little bit about what's been going on for you, and then we can do a prayer for you, please?
Yes, and I just wanted, my best friend and neighbor Barbara's here. She wanted to see you, Scott. And Barbara has literally been an angel in my life. She has actually saved my life, I think, a couple of times. She's laughing about it, but it's actually true. And in and out of the hospital again all week. And she's always by my side. And this is a true neighbor and a dear friend. And So I just wanted to embrace her and for her to send love, and she's a new part of our family. And
Let's all send gratitude to Barbara. God
yeah.
bless, Goddess bless Barbara. Thank you for, my gosh, for all the support. And Piper has told me several times about
Yeah.
you.
I
So
mean,
I know about you.
yeah.
You're famous or
And
infamous.
you met her in Santa Barbara
That's
at
right.
the film festival and in San Francisco.
Yeah. So thank you, Barbara.
Yeah, it's so it just so happens that, you know, when new things come up, and right at this moment, this has been such an honor and a blessing to be with this family and in this healing and with Omashar and listening to the ancestors. But I am emotionally, I am ascended and elevated and grateful. Physically, I am in an extraordinary amount of pain. I mean, it is almost overwhelming pain. But we are working it out and figuring out what's going on. And it's I've been just in and out, and but coming on today to be a part of this is so beautiful, and I'm so grateful. And we're going to find out what's going on, and you know, I have a couple of new tumors popping up, and we're figuring out, you know, what is sitting on all of the nerves to cause such severe neuropathy. And I still have the mass on my spine. So, but we're looking at something new that we found on under the arm, on the breast, and looking at the lymph nodes. So there's a, you know, there's a lot of testing going on. And as Omashar and everyone has brought up, and we are in awareness, we're being really pushed through these fires and pushed through extraordinary circumstances in the world, in our physical bodies, spiritually, emotionally, for such a time as this, because we are really chosen and called to this time. So I'm understanding that there's a lot that needs to burn out in me so that I can release myself from not just the physical form, but the third dimensional space that we're in, because we are here, all of us, to utilize our gifts and our voices so that we can usher in this fifth dimension, that we can be the voice and the love and the road and the lighthouse. But first we have to let go of all of the things that still attach us to the world. So whether or not it is in our physical bodies and our emotional bodies and our financial bodies, you know, in our exchanges with our families, it's all a letting go. And we have to be in this space. So I am grateful that I'm able to handle what is going on right now with me emotionally and physically, because it's not a why me, it's a why not me. And um, I have to embrace it as it comes. But being here is so wonderful, and messages are dropping. And when Barbara had to take me to an emergency MRI in the middle of the night, my oncologist, my doctors are amazing, but it was almost 9 o'clock at night. And he said, we've got to get in right now, last night. And she got me there because my medication makes it such that it's too hard to drive. I'm just in too much pain. And I had an awakening inside of the MRI machine, a healing. It was so incredible. My 5-year-old me appeared to me right in front of me and was holding me and embracing me. And then, you know, all of the exchanges, you know, between the child and self that I heard with Omashar. I heard what he was saying, and a message poured down. And then I showed up again in my 20s in the places where I needed to mend and understand why I went through the things that I went through, and to let myself be free of how life unfolds when you're doing the very best that you can. And it was quite beautiful to let that go for myself. And so who knew? Then there was a one moment and the machine goes, you know that. But I was asking God certain questions, and suddenly the machine went, yeah, 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 yeah. And then it went back to, and then I asked another question in my heart, and the machine said, yeah, 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 yeah. So when I got out, I said to the nurse, I went, I just had a spiritual experience in there. And I said, does the machine say, yeah, 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 yeah? And she said, no, the machine just goes, beep, 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 beep. It was, so it's really quite beautiful. So somehow I am pushing through, and I'm so grateful to be here.
Thank you so much for sharing.
I love you.
And Piper, I think you had a message you wanted to share on the summer solstice.
I do. I very much do. And it really, I wrote this understanding of it down as we were going through this beautiful journey this evening, just before I share with you the words. So 2 days ago, we honored Juneteenth, the long delayed breath of freedom. And today, on the summer solstice, as light stands still, we remember what has always been. We are one. So this invocation is a braided offering of Black and Indigenous memory, rising with the sun to call forth justice, unity, and peace. We are not the aftermath, we are the beginning. And though this nation attempts to erase our freedoms and bait our every breath, though we awaken in a time of war, surveillance, and silence, we declare this: love will rise through the bloody veil. Truth will not be buried, and the Creator shall birth a new world through us. And I wanted to speak that before I speak to you the invocation, which is from all of my ancestors, spoken through my blood and the blood of my ancestors that built this country, and the blood of my ancestors whose country and land this was. Just one moment. You cannot unstar the sky. We are the ones who walked first, before your ships touched shore, before your pens wrote law, before your language named the sun. We were. Black, red, brown, yellow, colors not of skin tone, but of sacred earth, flame, clay, and gold. We are not a people you can delete. We do not vanish when ignored. We do not bow to erasure. We are the origin seed, cracked open by thunder, watered by tears, rooted deeper than time. We are the root of the tree that holds the sky upright. We are the fruit that fed empires, the vine that outlasted the stone. We are the blood that mixed with soil to birth nations, unthanked, unacknowledged, yet undeniable. You cannot unmake us. Strip our names from plaques, revise your books, erase us from the ledger and the lens. Still, we remain. Because this history, this carnage, this conquest you claim as power, that is not our story. That is the interruption. Our story is what you feared, the brilliance before the bondage, the kingdoms before the chains, the sacred songs silenced by screams, but we remember. In drumbeat and lullaby, in birthmark and bone, we remember. We do not rely on your validation. We do not wait for your permission to exist. We are written in wind. We are carved in constellation. We are the breath that rose when the Creator spoke. You cannot unstar the sky. You cannot unplug the ocean. You cannot unbreathe us. We walk with the ancestors, and they do not walk quietly. We are seen. We are eternal. We are the first, and we are still here. We are the shadowed groves where hands once reached for light and were met with iron. We are the children of Congo, whose tiny fingers were severed for not meeting a rubber quota, whose mothers were raped as industry, whose fathers were skinned for ivory greed. King Leopold did not conquer, he devoured. 10 million gone in silence, but not forgotten. We are the tongues silenced in the belly of boats, the gods drowned in the Atlantic, the languages whipped into dust. We sang to keep our minds, danced to keep our souls. We are the ones who watched land disappear beneath boat print and treaty, the ones who bled through trails of tears only to be labeled vanishing. Yet we are the fire that keeps the buffalo moving in dreamtime. We are the cedar smoke between dimensions. We watched apartheid rise from the blueprints of your southern plantations. We saw Jim Crow dressed in new robes, wearing your flags, writing your laws. We see it still. The schools renamed, the families torn, the cages built for brown children. The badge that serves the whip, it is not new. We are the grandmothers of the Dahomey, the warriors of Zulu, the water protectors of Standing Rock, the dreamers of Birmingham. We wail in your ears like thunder because you forgot that pain is prophecy. We do not cry for pity. We cry to remember. So hear us in the winds, tearing through Mississippi trees, in the names carved into cotton sacks, in the stump of moccasin, the rattle of chain. Hear us. We are not extinct. We are embedded because we are more than memory. We are the prophecy. We are the resurgence. We are the drum returning to its rhythm, and you cannot unstar the sky because we are the stars, the ones who never fell, only rose again and again and again. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. And let's come now into our prayer time. And simultaneously, as we send our love and maximum grace to Piper, and we absolutely ask for maximum grace for healing of her body, we recognize that she also represents all the people of color that have suffered in some of the ways that she just reminded us of, the ways that beloved Hallelujah Onasuya reminded us of on Wednesday. So we find that balance of being joyful and grateful for our privileged lives and raising our vibration, while simultaneously being in empathy and compassion for the very real suffering in the world, the suffering in Iran right now, the suffering in Gaza right now.
Right now.
We give thanks for our privileged lives, and we pray for those who are suffering. And we pray for an awakened world where we have a form of leadership that only creates peace
Mm.
and no more war,
And no more war.
no more greed,
Mm.
no more manifest destiny,
Mm.
no more white supremacy.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Maximum grace.
Mm.
And in this sacred space, as we all pray together, I invite people to also,
Mm.
to those people you know who might be suffering, that you want to send love to. I'm going to go to gallery view.
Mm. 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 Mm.
Maximum grace for Piper, for all of us, for all of the world.
Oh, Scott.
Aho,
Oh,
Ashe.
shame. Amen. Scott, I have had a message. I know we're moving with time, but I had a message from the ancestors for Omashar. May I share it with him?
I'm bringing him up.
Do we have time? I was going to simply send it to you when it came, as I stopped to write it after you spoke, but it wouldn't ascend. So I'll just tell you quickly. The ancestors, my ancestors, say unto you, child of starlight, son of sacred lineage, do not mistake the silence of your mother's mouth for the absence of her soul. She is not lost. She is slipping beyond the narrow threshold of this realm into the river where memory and spirit dance whole and unbound. Her body may still, her mind may blur, but she, the truest she, has not left you. Omashar, beloved, listen. Your mother is walking now among the ancestors, though present in body. She is fully seen, fully restored, fully shining. She is in council with those who remember your name before you were born. And she is holding your face in that world as surely as she once did in this one. You are not saying goodbye. You are being called upward to meet her in the place where time bows and only spirit speaks. She is not waiting to die. She is waiting for you to rise. The boy within you aches because he thinks she is fading, but the man in you, the sacred son, the ancient walker, he must now open his ears to the songs beneath the silence, open his eyes to the light behind the veil. She is not gone. She is becoming. And through that veil, she called, and here's what she said to you. Omashar, my son, find me where I am whole. Touch me in the wind. Speak to me in your dreams. Hear me in the spaces between your thoughts. I am not finished loving you. I am just loving you from the place where all mothers become stars. Walk gently now, Omi, my son. Your tears are not weakness. They are the baptism into a deeper knowing. I have not left. I never will. I never will. Thank you. Thank
Dear Piper, thank you, ancestors.
you. Thank you.
Omashar, anything you wish to?
All that comes to mind is holy smokes. Piper, whoa, there ain't no words for what you have just shared. Thank you beyond the beyond for what you have shared, in that I kind of saw it in my mother. In this life, she's been a complete atheist, She does not believe in life after, yet I felt it with her. And I felt that her and her mother have been carrying me in this whole journey within this lifetime I'm living. And so it just says yes to that which I already know. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank
What
you.
you call dementia, Omar, the place of her dementia, her spirit is always that right, which is already knowing creator.
Yes.
So she is not gone. Her body is physically here as her soul and spirit meet and know and go back to remembrance and the truth.
Yes.
And
Um,
you can find her there. She's
yeah.
just asking you that you know how to do it. You know how to get beyond this veil. You know how to step into. She's not in that right there. She's right there in this
Yes.
dimension, and you can get to her and still speak. She'll respond.
Thank you.
That's where she is.
Thank you. Thank you.
I love you. I love
I love
you.
you. Yes.
Mm,
Thank you.
mm.
Thank you very much, Pepper. We love you so
I
much.
love you so. I love you so much.
And we're going to continue the mother-son dynamic here because Ayada is with us available. And Ayada, I'm so glad you're with us. Thank you for joining us. And please let us know, how is your son doing?
Okay.
And we need to hear
Okay.
you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's funny. It shows that you're muted, but we do hear you.
Yeah, I'm actually on my computer and my phone at the same time. I got the volume on my computer turned off because I'm outdoors and there's some neighbors close by. But so yeah, if you can hear me good, then here we go.
We hear you.
Wow. As you probably all know, I'm back on Vancouver Island now, where my son is and most of my family. And I have just been blown away over the last week. My son has turned a corner twice in the last week with like miracle level healing. It's incredible. When the family met with the doctor about 2.5, 3 weeks ago, the ICU doctor told us that he gave him a 25% chance to survive. And the best case scenario, absolute best that he could imagine, was that he would be in the hospital in ICU until early August. So a few days ago, the physio came in to see him and tried to get him out of bed and actually able to help him walk. He took a succession of steps, a total of 90 steps. And I talked to him on the phone and I just burst into tears. I couldn't believe it. He just sounded almost normal again. And then yesterday, so I wasn't going to go down to see him for a couple of days until tomorrow. And then yesterday, I got a message from him that he's leaving to go, well, not home, but he's going to be staying with one of his daughters, who's actually a medical caregiver. Yesterday, he left the hospital. It's a miracle. It's hard to even talk about because it seems so unbelievable. But I would just like to say one quick thing, and that is, when I was driving up here from Santa Cruz when this first happened, I was terrified because, everybody thought he wasn't going to make it. And as I was coming through the Mount Shasta area late at night, this grief rose up in me that was so big. And it was like, I cannot bear the thought of losing my son. And so first of all, I said an invocation to him, to his soul. I said, if it is your soul's will to live, then I will do everything in my power to make sure that you survive and you come through this. And then I just began this prayer. And I prayed like I have never prayed in my life. And I remember shaking my fist at the sky and saying, my son will live. And I was calling out to God and all the angels, all the saints, the Buddhas, the Bodhisattvas, Amma, like all the holy beings that I know and have, worked with. And it felt like something happened. And it was such a passionate prayer. And there were also a lot of other people praying. I reached out to Scott and he reached out to Tangela, and, she connected a lot of people who were powerful healers. And I had church people praying. So there were a lot of people praying. And I know some of you were as well, or a lot of you were. And I thank you all so much. it made such a difference. And one of the things that I learned from this is that our prayers are more powerful than we imagine. And so recently I have been saying that level of passionate prayers for peace in our world, for peace in Gaza, peace in Ukraine, peace in Iran, peace in the whole Middle East. And I've been saying it with just this incredible intensity and passion. It's like we have to use our willpower. And I just, for months, I've just felt so sickened by what's happening with these wars and so helpless. And, it's like this new world opened up to me. It's like, no, we can't just kind of say quiet prayers. Well, we can, but if we really want to be effective, we have to put passion into it and see the effect that we want and really claim that and affirm it. So I just invite everybody to try it. Get really ferocious with your prayers. I don't mean angry ferocious. I mean passionate, like fierce love that this is what I want. So let's do it.
The power of passionate prayer. I love that. And what's amazing, actually, we're going to have an Omashar song, and we're going to close the show with a passionate prayer from Chief Phil Lane that he gave today. And even though Phil's been on the show so many times, the prayer he gave to kick off World Unity Week was so powerful. So in a moment, we're going to see a very dynamic example of passionate prayer. And how wonderful, Ayada, to know that your passionate prayer and all of our prayers have helped lead to this miracle recovery of your son. Because I remember a few weeks ago, it appeared that we were going to lose him. And
that's what most of the people in my family thought. They thought he wasn't going to make it.
Yeah.
So, thank you, everybody, from the depths of my heart and my soul for your prayers. Thank you.
Thank you, Ayada.
Thank you, Scott.
And thank you, Desiree. I've been watching Desiree's experience and, your tears, your emotions, your energy as you kind of hold sacred space for us all. Thank you. And we are now going to go to Omashar.
That would be me. I'm just, if I wasn't so present, I would be actually beside myself at the depth of sharing that has gone down tonight or gone in. It is like profound that we're able to be this open, and the way that the awakening world has expanded and grown into a palpable force. And Piper and Ayata and the passion and the feeling, without the feeling, nothing happens. From what my understanding, any prayer, for it to be truly received, has to be transmitted through our feeling body. And on that note, we're going to rock out right now and get Jerry, get up, and and Jeffrey, if you're still with us, I haven't seen your name there, you get up. And anybody else who wants to dance and shake your booty, do that, because we're going to, okay? And this was called Dancing into Greatness. And it's the only single that I've ever released, because all my songs have been albums, but my releases. So anyway, we're going to put on a nice little funky background, and we're almost ready to go here.
All right. Here we go. 1 minute. Sorry. Yeah, we're good.
I've got some of our dancers up on camera, ready to go.
Okay, and Giara, if you can make sure people stay muted, thank you, except for me. left behind. As the light of truth clears all the stormy weather, and the mother in us all begins to rise. Through a heart of hearts we start to know our greatness. As our strength returns, our spirit guides us through. Our eyes behold the rising of the phoenix, and the dance of life begins to birth anew. World to change, we need to love each other, but we feel affects the scene we see out there. Look around, forgive your sisters and your brothers, for us all the time is now to build anew. Our spirit guides us through. Our eyes behold the rising of the phoenix, and the dance of life begins to birth anew. Here we go. Woo! To know our greatness, as our strength returns, our spirit guides us through. Our eyes behold the rising of the phoenix, and the dance of life begins to birth anew.
Wow. Oh, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Wow.
Well, I'm glad you like that one.
Honestly, I like that one so much that I'm making the decision that we're going to end the show with that.
What?
Yep, I'm going to end the show with that. That was just seeing everybody moving and grooving. I mean, I had to spotlight everybody because everybody was moving and grooving and dancing.
I know, brother.
Piper pounding on the drums.
I know, that was
Organic
awesome.
drum.
That was so cool.
Yeah, so yeah, I think it's been a very full show. And what I will do is I do want to encourage people, and I'll put the let me see if I can find it real quickly. The World Unity Week is happening, and you can go to Hubcast and find all the replays if you've missed anything. And of course, if you haven't missed it, and here we go. This is what I was going to play. So I'm putting in the chat box for all of you. Let me just say what it is. Hubcasts, Hubcast video of today's World Unity Week. And towards the end is the message from Chief Phil Lane, and it's powerful. So I encourage all of you, hang on, let me get this, copy, paste. There we go. Go watch it. It's amazing. And if you need to, you can fast forward through the other stuff because it's a lot of people in a place that we're not, which is New York. But boy, Chief Phil's prayer is incredible. And his prayer is kind of towards the end. Highly recommended. And thank you, everybody, for being with us tonight. It's been a really, really, really beautiful show. And you know, more and more our shows just like take so many unexpected turns as we really have become such a beautiful community. And it's lovely to kind of be with everybody and to see the magic of Ayada and her son and Piper sharing, and just it's quite beautiful. So what's coming up on Wednesday night, Ellen Steinfeld is my co-host, and it's going to be an energy healing show with several energy healers working with all of you. And the next Saturday night, it's going to be a special edition of Soul Search. And Eden Amadora is going to be with us. Ray Amana is going to be with us, as well as several soul searchers. So that's what we've got coming up next week. I've not made the posters yet. But thank you, everybody, for being with us. Tomorrow, Sunday, it's a great day to make it a sacred Sunday by seeing the divine in all, including that beautiful soul you see when you look in the mirror. And thank you to all of our presenters tonight. And Omashar, welcome home, brother. It's very good to have you back with us.
Thank you. I feel really welcomed. I feel so at home. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, all of us.
And Piper, that incredible message for all of us, the message to Omashar, and appreciating our earlier presenters, Reverend Ivy, Shadia, Dr. Mama, she of many names, and oh my gosh, Alison Eaton, wasn't she terrific? She was wonderful. And of course, our first presenter. So thank you so much, everybody, for being with us. And I hope to see you all on Wednesday night. Take care, everybody. Good night.